Have you ever felt like you were being hidden in the shadows, overlooked and tested beyond your limits, only to realize that the pressure was actually forging something indestructible inside of you? Welcome to RationalDeen. I am so glad you are here today because we are standing on the edge of a massive spiritual shift. In this video, we are diving deep into why the wait has been so long and how the Creator is about to launch you into a season that will leave you absolutely speechless. You are going to learn so much about your purpose, your identity, and the specific signs that your breakthrough is no longer a maybe, but an any second now. Stay with me until the end because by the time we finish, you will see your entire journey through a completely different lens. Let's get started. The moment you have been waiting for is no longer a distant hope, but a rapidly approaching reality that will defy every logical expectation you have held. You have spent years in a cycle of preparation, feeling as though you were running in place. But the atmosphere has shifted into a state of divine acceleration. This transition is not gradual. It is a sudden eruption of favor that will compensate for every year you felt lost or forgotten. You must prepare your heart for the speed of this change, as the doors that remained locked for decades are about to swing open in a single day. The suddenly of God is designed to prove that time is not a barrier to the one who created it, and your life is the primary evidence of this truth. Every delay you experienced was not a denial but a strategic pause to ensure you were strong enough to carry the weight of what is coming. You are moving out of the season of not yet and into the manifestation of right now, where the harvest of your tears begins to bloom all at once. This isn't just about a small improvement in your circumstances. It is a total structural overhaul of your life that will leave onlookers in awe of the transformation. You must let go of the sluggish pace of the past, because the rhythm of your life is moving into a high-velocity alignment. This is the hour where your faith meets its finish line, and the supernatural becomes your new daily standard. True power is never birthed in the spotlight. It is forged in the crushing weight of the secret place where no one but the Creator could see your tears. You have endured seasons of isolation that felt like punishment, but they were actually a protection and a deep cleaning of your soul. In that hidden space, you learned to lean not on your own understanding, but on the quiet whisper of divine guidance that others are too busy to hear. The intimacy you developed in the dark is the very foundation that will keep you steady when the blinding lights of your new season finally arrive. You are not being called forward because of your talent alone, but because your character was tested and proven in the silence. The struggles you faced behind closed doors were the training grounds for the authority you are about to exercise in public. You learned how to worship while breaking, how to give while empty, and how to trust while confused, which has built a spiritual muscle that cannot be shaken. This secret preparation has stripped away your ego, leaving only a vessel that is ready to be used for a purpose much larger than yourself. People will see the glory of your new position, but they will not know the price you paid in the hidden hours of surrender. You are stepping out now as a finished product of the secret place, carrying an aura of peace that can only be earned through private endurance. The weight you felt was never meant to break you, but to press the oil of anointing out of your life so you could light the way for others. Now that the processing is complete, the veil is being lifted and the world will see a version of you that is unrecognizable from the person who first entered the wilderness. Your private victories over fear, doubt, and trauma have qualified you for a public platform that requires absolute integrity. You are no longer a victim of your history, but a master of your destiny, walking out of the shadows with a crown that was polished in the secret depths of your soul. This is the moment where the hidden one is revealed to change the world. The great shakeup is not a sign of destruction, but a divine cleansing designed to remove every person and habit that cannot survive where you are going. You may have felt the pain of sudden exits and broken connections, yet these were surgical removals performed by a higher hand to protect your future. When the foundation of your life begins to tremble, it is because something much larger and more stable is being built in its place. You must stop mourning what was taken away and start recognizing the space that has been cleared for your true destiny. The alignment you are entering requires a circle of people who carry the same frequency of purpose as you do. The discomfort of this transition is actually the evidence of your growth, as you can no longer fit into the small spaces you once called home. God is rearranging the pieces of your life like a master architect, placing you exactly where you need to be to meet the right opportunities. This period of isolation and restructuring was necessary to break your dependence on human validation and force you to rely solely on divine direction. As the dust settles, you will realize that the things you thought were losses were actually weights being cut so you could finally take flight. You are being positioned for a level of impact that requires a completely new environment and a renewed mindset. Your current surroundings were sufficient for the person you used to be, but they are far too small for the giant you are becoming. This radical shift in your social and professional circles is the universe's way of saying that your previous season has officially expired. Do not try to hold on to the old structures or force dead relationships to come back to life, for they served their purpose in your history but have no role in your future. This is a time of extreme clarity where the truth about everyone around you is being revealed so you can move forward without baggage. You are being launched into a new territory where every connection will be intentional and every resource will be perfectly aligned. The vision for your life is about to expand so far beyond your current reality that your mind will struggle to comprehend the scale of the blessing. You have been asking for crumbs while a banquet is being prepared, and the shock you will experience comes from seeing the sheer magnitude of what is being handed to you. This is not a reward for your effort, but a manifestation of grace that ignores the limits of your past or your background. You are stepping into a realm where the impossible becomes the baseline, and the miracles you once prayed for become your daily routine. Prepare to be overwhelmed by a level of abundance and favor that makes your previous dreams look small in comparison. Everything you thought you knew about your potential is about to be shattered by a revelation of what is actually possible when you are chosen. The scale of this move is intended to leave no doubt that it was orchestrated by a higher power, silencing every critic and skeptic who doubted your calling. You will find yourself in rooms you didn't apply for and leading movements you never thought you could handle. This expansion is meant to stretch your faith until it covers territories you never even considered exploring. The shock is not just in the result, but in the effortless way it will arrive, proving that when it is your time, the entire universe conspires to make it happen. The marks of a chosen one are often etched in the fires of trials that others would have surrendered to long ago. You carry a distinct spiritual frequency that naturally draws both deep respect and unprovoked opposition simply because your light exposes the shadows in every room you enter. This calling is evidenced by a persistent feeling of being an outsider, a wanderer who never quite fit into the societal norms or the status quo of the world. You have been preserved through situations that should have broken you, not by luck, but because there is an assignment on your life that cannot be aborted. This signature of the divine is a seal of protection that ensures your survival until your purpose is fully manifested. The first sign of your selection is the internal unrest you feel when you try to settle for a mediocre life. You possess a hunger for truth and a drive for excellence that refuses to be silenced by comfort or temporary pleasures. Secondly, you notice that your life follows a pattern of intense preparation and sudden isolation, where you are pulled away from the crowd to be refined in private. The third mark is the uncommon favor that follows you even in your lowest moments, opening doors that your credentials alone could never unlock. These signs are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of a higher power claiming ownership over your journey and directing your steps toward a predetermined victory. You are entering a phase where the words you speak will carry a weight and an impact that far exceeds your human ability. This uncommon authority is the result of your total surrender during the years you spent in the wilderness learning to listen before you lead. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere begins to shift because you carry a presence that demands order and clarity. You will find that you no longer need to struggle for influence or fight for a seat at the table, as your spirit will naturally command the attention of those who are looking for direction. This is the birth of a leader who does not rely on a title, but on a divine mandate that cannot be contested. Handling this new level of influence requires a heart that is anchored in humility and a mind that is focused on service. As you are elevated, you will be tempted to take credit for the miracles occurring around you, but your true strength lies in remaining a conduit for the light. This authority is not given for your personal ego, but to break chains, open eyes, and provide hope to those who are still lost in the dark. You are being entrusted with the lives and destinies of others because you have proven that you can be trusted with the small things in the shadows. Your voice is becoming a tool of restoration that will echo in the hearts of thousands, bringing a message of truth that is desperately needed. The transition into this high level of authority will happen with a speed that requires you to stay grounded in your spiritual practices. You must protect your peace and your boundaries more fiercely than ever before, as more people will seek the light you carry. This new authority comes with the responsibility of discernment, allowing you to see past the masks that people wear and speak directly to their souls. You are no longer playing small or hiding your gifts. You are stepping into the full stature of your calling. This is the moment where your words create reality, and your presence becomes a catalyst for global change, marking the beginning of a legacy that will outlive your physical time on this earth. The journey from the pit to the palace is a transformative process that requires you to endure the betrayal of those closest to you while maintaining a heart of gold. Like Joseph, you may have found yourself cast into circumstances that felt like a burial, but in reality you were being planted in fertile soil. The pit was not your destination. It was the starting point of a story that ends in absolute dominion. Every moment of being sold out, forgotten, or falsely accused was a necessary step in stripping away your dependency on man so that you could rely solely on divine providence. You are now emerging from the depths with a wisdom that only survival can teach, ready to handle the riches of the palace without losing your soul. Promotion in the kingdom of the chosen ones never happens without a testing of your integrity. In the darkest of places, you had to learn how to manage the smallness of a prison cell before you could be trusted with the vastness of a kingdom. This stage of your life has been about developing the character required to sustain the blessing that is coming your way. While you were serving in the shadows, you were actually mastering the logistics of your future empire. The transition from the bottom to the top will happen so swiftly that it will seem like an overnight success to those who didn't see your years of suffering. You are moving from a place of scarcity to a place where you will be the one distributing resources to nations. There is a specific type of silence that precedes a world-shaking breakthrough, a period where it feels as though every divine promise has gone quiet. This silence before the storm is not an absence of movement, but a gathering of momentum that the human eye cannot yet perceive. You have been kept in a state of stillness so that your inner ears could become sensitive to the frequency of the new era. During this time, you may have felt ignored or bypassed by the world, but this was a strategic hiding to ensure your enemies could not sabotage your arrival. The quietness was the atmosphere of the womb, where your new identity was being knitted together in secret before its public debut. When the silence finally breaks, it will not be with a whisper, but with a roar that announces your arrival to every corner of your industry and community. This sudden shift from being the hidden one to the revealed one will be the loudest victory you have ever experienced. You must use this current quiet to strengthen your inner man and finalize your plans, because once the noise of success starts, you will need a solid foundation to remain standing. The stillness was a gift designed to give you peace before the frantic pace of your destiny takes over. You are being launched out of the shadows with a momentum that cannot be stopped, turning your quiet years into a loud testament of faithfulness. The storm that is coming is not one of destruction, but a storm of favor that will wash away the remains of your old life and bring in the harvest of your promises. You have been conditioned to survive the dry seasons, but now you must prepare to thrive in the overflow. This victory will be so profound that it will compensate for every year of silence and every moment you felt invisible to the world. Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet, and the silence you currently hear is actually the world holding its breath in anticipation of your rise. Stand firm in the stillness, for the sound of abundance is already on the horizon, ready to change everything you thought you knew about your life. We have journeyed through the depths of the secret place and stood on the doorstep of a divine acceleration that is about to change your life forever. You must understand that you are not here by accident. You are here because your soul recognized the call to step into a higher frequency of existence. The world is waiting for the authentic, empowered, and unshakable version of you that has been forged in the fire of these recent years. As you move forward from this moment, carry the certainty that the Creator is not just doing something for you, but through you, and the results will be nothing short of miraculous. I want to hear from you now. What was the biggest realization you had during our time together today? Which part of this message felt like it was written specifically for your soul? Your journey is a light for others, and sharing your breakthrough can be the spark that someone else needs to keep going. We are a community of chosen ones, and your voice matters in this great realignment. If you have made it this far, it shows you are truly ready for the weight of the glory that is coming. To show your support and help this message reach more people who are currently struggling in the shadows, please type the word "unstoppable" in the comments below. Let this be your public declaration that you are no longer hiding and that you are ready to embrace the shocking move God is making in your life. Remember, the road may have been narrow, but the destination is wider than you ever dreamed. Keep walking in your light.